Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. I hope the week's gone well. Let's move on to Africa. Congo's Tshisekedi was sworn in as president, ending Kabila's rule. Only one other head of state attended the ceremony, President Kenyatta. Felix Tshisekedi took the oath of office to become president of the DR Congo, completing the country's first transition of power by the ballot box after an election questioned by rivals and influential vote monitors. He's 55, he becomes only the fifth head of state in the cobalt, two-thirds of global cobalt supplies, and copper-rich nation since it gained independence from Belgium in 1960. This is a historic day, he said at a ceremony in Kinshasa. We want to build a Congo that's strong, that focuses on its development, on peace, on stability. Interrupted his speech after he felt unwell. He resumed speaking after removing his bulletproof vest, which had been causing him discomfort, it reported, without citing anyone. A body representing Congo's Catholic bishops said the official tally didn't reflect the findings of its nationwide observer mission. African leaders call for a recount of the vote before dropping the demand and urging stability ahead. Fayulu said Tshisekedi and Kabila struck a secret agreement following the vote to deprive him of the presidency, a charge denied by both camps. Of course, Fayulu was backed by Moishi Katumbi, Jean-Pierre Bemba, and clearly the data shows that he won. This is a photograph from Thomas Wilson of the FT, Congolese heading towards the presidential palace on Avenue Shachachi, but as yet not in any great numbers. I wrote a piece, The End Game, and I said, we're in the end game now. It might be tomorrow, it might be months away, but make no mistake, it's the end game in Harare, in Khartoum, and in Kinshasa. According to Senko's report, Tshisekedi gathered 16.93% of the votes against 62.11% for Martin Fayulu and 4.09% for Emmanuel Ramazani. It's untenable. As I said on the 7th of January, this is a clear-cut case where the will of the people is being subverted. It's egregious, it's outrageous. Fayulu told the FT, I won't let the victory of the Congolese people be stolen. If they don't get the truth now, no one will ever trust any election ever again. V.S. Naipaul, in his book A Bend in the River, which is it's around a fellow called Salim who has a shop in the DR Congo. This quote always gets me. It isn't that there's no right and wrong here. There's no right. My piece on the 7th was about why the DR Congo delayed election results. Moving on to Zimbabwe, 8th of October last year, I said one domino that has suddenly tipped over is Zimbabwe. I was referencing the government's voodoo economics, where 9.3 billion, that must be higher, of Zolars in banks compared to $200 million in reserves. Then they prime the economy with $1.3 billion ahead of the election, money that they did not have. Bloomberg, Mnangagwa promised change. Nothing has changed. Now we aren't being chased and beaten, we're being shot. Going to Sudan, the king of Saudi Arabia confirmed that Saudi Arabia wouldn't hesitate to support Sudan until it overcomes the current situation. They have provided $2.1 billion in the past 4 years, and we wouldn't hesitate in supporting Sudan at any time. Saudi officials' visit came a day after Qatar expressed its support for President Omar al-Bashir's government, and Sudan's oil minister said Russia and Turkey had offered economic assistance as well. The UAE gave $300 million in financing and 1.12 million tons of fuel. So he's gaining a lot of support from external parties. South African oil shares up 1.71% this year. Dollar versus rand, the rand strengthened to 13.6987, but it's been in this range for a while. Egyptian pound, 17.892. Nigeria's 200th millionth person may have already been born in 2017 and probably an Aries, says Rencap Man. Nigerian all shares down 1.4% year to date. The Ghana Stock Exchange is down 2.37% year to date. Mozambique's Chang, who's desperately trying to avoid being extradited to the United States, remains in a South African jail as bail bid is moved. Coming to Kenya, this is the headline in Bloomberg: stroke of a pen upsets Kenyan deputy's presidential ambitions. This article is by David Herblink and Eric Ombok. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta gave his security chief responsibility for enacting far-reaching development plans, limiting the role of his deputy, William Ruto, who plans to run for the East African nation's top job in 2022. Appointment of Interior Secretary Fred Matiang'i as chairman of the new cabinet committee means he'll oversee Kenyatta's so-called Big Four agenda. By the stroke of the pen, the president and his handlers want Ruto to start gasping for air, said Havas Bigambo. The interior minister is now the leader of government business. It's a lack of confidence in the deputy president. Finally, Kenyatta and Ruto didn't come together because they're friends. They came together because of interests, said Edward Kisiangani, politics lecturer at Kenyatta University. Interests have now changed. You can't force them together. For now, the interests are not the same. One is legacy, the other is 2022. India's Bharti Airtel is in talks to buy Telkom Kenya to create a stronger challenger to Safaricom. London-based Helios Investment, which owns 60% in Telkom, is looking to partly cash out of the investment, which it entered in 2015. The Kenya shilling is at 101, strongest level for a long time. Nairobi all share fast out of the blocks after a massive sell-off last year, up 3.47% year to date. EABL has reported their first half earnings. Strong results. Half-year revenue was up 18.256% to 41.574 billion. Profit before tax up 33.448%. Strong. Profit after tax up 33.461%. Earnings per share up 25.144%. Cash and cash equivalents, which is always a good signal, up 91% to 8.75 billion. And they ramped up the interim dividend 25% to 2 shillings and 50 cents, another signal in the noise, as it were. Gross profit improved by 20%, positive product mix, strong top line, cost efficiencies, reduced interest charge. Innovations contributed 8.2 billion to net sales across the markets, driven by brands such as Serengeti Light, Tusker Cider, Black and White, Captain Morgan Gold, and Uganda Waragi Pineapple. That should be interesting to have a little taste of at some point. So look, overall, you can't argue with that. They've had some tough times of late. This is a strong rebound. This is what you'd want to see. Citi was sort of predicting such an outcome by making it one of their conviction trades. And there are buy notes out for it all over the place, as far as I can see. NSE 20 is up 1.54% year to date. And then Crown Paints has issued a profits warning for its 2018 full year earnings, citing difficult market conditions in all its subsidiaries in Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda. That's from David Ndeje. Once again, thank you for stopping by, and I wish you a tremendous weekend. It's getting pretty hot here in Nairobi. Take care.